પેઢી આમાં જોડાય છે નવી પેઢી ભાષા સાહિત્ય બંને એ વિમુખ છે એવી જે છાપ છે એ આવા કાર્યક્રમને કારણે એક પછી કોઈમાં સુષુપ્ત શક્તિ પડી હોય લખવાનું પણ કર્યા પછી જે જરૂરી હોય છે કાર્ય શિબિરમાં વર્કશોપમાં જોડાઈને શું લખ્યું છે કેવી રીતે લખ્યું છે વસ્તુ અને અભિવ્યક્તિ બંને એક ચકાસણી થાય માર્ગદર્શન મળે એ આયોજન પણ એક થયું છે એ એક સારું પાસું છે ઘણા બધા મિત્રોને સાંભળવી ન શકાય તો જોવા તો મળશે ઘણા જોવાલાયક પણ છે.
Literature has been an integral part of the city and the state, which has produced literary greats like Umashanker Joshi, Jhaverchand Meghani, Kanayalal Munshi, and many more. I would now like to call upon the guests of honor and the festival presenters on the stage. Shri Yogesh Gadhavi, Chairman, Gujarat Sangeet Natak Akademi. Please, sir. Shri Raghuveer Chaudhari, Jnanpith Award winner. Please give our guests a huge round of applause. Shri Madhur, Bhandarakar, film director. Mr. Geoff Wain, the British Deputy High Commissioner of Gujarat. Shri Sumant, Batra, the founder of the Kumaon Literature Festival. And now, to the festival presenters, Mr. Umashanker Yadav, our host and director at Ahmedabad International Literature Festival. Ms. Anurita Rathod, the curator of Ahmedabad International Literature Festival. May we now present a bouquet to our guests of honor. Please greet them with a big hand, audience. I now call upon Ms. Anurita Rathod, our festival curator, to give her speech. Thank you.
A very good morning to all of you. It is with great joy and pride that I welcome you to the Ahmedabad International Literature Festival. Amid globalization, where most people are caught up with figures of economic growth and GDP, it is heartening to see that so many people continue to hold on to their passion of literature. We are here to celebrate the power words have over each one of us, be it through fact books in libraries or original well-meaning messages posted on social media. And even hoardings and advertisements for that matter. Words have always had the ability to move us. They make us think, feel, and act the way we do. Words have the power to beautifully knit together sentences to create meanings that shape our everyday consciousness. Even a good WhatsApp forward gets us engrossed, and that shows our hunger for a good read. It makes us reflect and react, perhaps to make our own lives and society a more engaging, compassionate, and powerful ground to embrace all that is good around us. I do hope these 2 days of Ahmedabad International Literature Festival help each one of us go back more enriched, spiritually, compassionately, and with a sense of fulfillment. Our sessions across these 2 days range from the popular to the esoteric. Participants include beginners and stalwarts, media from print to the spoken word, flavor from local to the international. I'll take a moment here to bring to your notice that as India becomes younger, at Ahmedabad International Literature Festival, we have tried to bring the youth to the fore. They are, after all, the ones who are going to shape the world that we live in. A logical extension is that they are the ones who should be encouraged, involved, and inspired by veterans that we have amid us, so as to shape their thoughts and lead them to a better understanding of human nature that eventually goes on to create literature across the world. Welcome to AILF once again. I would now like to call upon Festival Director Umashanker Yadav to share his vision and journey in bringing this festival to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Amrita. This coming from a festival curator means a lot. For Amrita and entire my team, I would say, हम फरिश्ते का तस्वुर तो किया करते थे, हम फरिश्ते का तस्वुर तो किया करते थे, एक मासूम को देखा तो लगा यूं होगा. This entire festival is the result of hard work of all my entire team. They have been working throughout days and nights. I welcome you all this Saturday morning in the wonderful literary event. When we started this event, there were a lot of questions. Why literature? Why a festival? Why in Ahmedabad? In Ahmedabad, because it is a melting pot of literary genius, and what better than to have a festival where we can enjoy and celebrate words. When we started meeting and talking to the people, some had doubts, some had questions, some had cautions, some had suggestions. And putting it all together, we had only one answer for all this. हम भी दरिया हैं, हमें अपना हुनर आता है, हम भी दरिया हैं, हमें अपना हुनर मालूम है, जिस तरफ भी चल पड़ेंगे रास्ता हो जाएगा. I could only think of bringing this festival to fruition. I followed my heart and pursued the dream, truly believing that literature binds us. In my 20 years of living in Ahmedabad, I have received a lot of respect and love from the beautiful city and its lovely people. Now it is a payback time. I have received a lot of respect, so it is a payback time to do something that helps us evolve and grow us as better people. I am nearing 50 now, and this is a payback time. You can give what you have maximum. I think I have the love for literature and creativity in me, and hence sharing the vision through this festival. The foundation of this festival was laid around 2 years ago, when I was sitting with some of my friends in a coffee house, those who are present today, and celebrating Doctors' Day. Some of them are present today as well. One of them said, let us create a culture and platform where we can often meet, vent out and discuss literature in tea stalls and coffee houses more often than not, since it was very relaxing and refreshing experience. From then onwards, we have been consistently working to grow the community of writers and readers alike, and have reached to even remote places. Today I am very proud to say that in the process many people have joined and become writers and readers, and that the life has changed since then. શબ્દોત્સવ ગુજરાતી કવિતા સંગ્રહ છે, 25 યુવા કવિતાની કૃતિ છે. આની લોકાર્પણ આજે XIM ડાયરેક્ટર ડોક્ટર કદીર ખાનવાલા કરશે. These all 25 poets are from all over Gujarat. Some of them are the first-time writers, and some of them are from very remote places. This festival is aimed to add more youth and young adults to literature to help them become better individuals in every aspect. Since we believe literature helps in becoming an evolved professional, tremendous unconditional support and help received by the young adults like Nivid and students in organizing and managing this festival have proven this idea that students can be and the young adults can be the change makers. We can find hundreds of volunteers working day and night to make this festival what it is now. This event is hard work of my entire team, as I said earlier, of more than 8 months. This being the first edition, we had many things to tackle and handle first time, which took more than expected time. We kept on working till last night on certain things with the help and support of our advisors and well-wishers. We'll keep on growing bigger and better in the days to come, and literature will help us in shaping our society in a much better way. We are very grateful to all the sponsors and partners, particularly Gujarat Tourism Corporation Limited, who were the first to signal support to this literary journey. Without taking much time, now I look forward to have two wonderful literary days like today.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to call upon Shri Yogesh Gadhavi to say a few words about the festival.
અમદાવાદ શહેરના આંગણે ઇન્ટરનેશનલ લિટરેચર ફેસ્ટિવલનું આયોજન કરવા બદલ હું લાખ લાખ શુભેચ્છાઓ પાઠવું છું. અહીંયા લિટરેચર સાથે સંકળાયેલા ખૂબ જ મોટા ગજાના બધા જ મહાનુભાવો અહીંયા ઉપસ્થિત છે. એ સ્થિતિમાં હું જ્યાંથી આવું છું ત્યાંથી લિટરેચર એનું મહત્વ મારે મને શું, મને એવું લાગે છે કે માત્ર ને માત્ર જ એવું છે જે માણસ તરીકે જન્મ લઈને આવ્યો છે. એ માણસે માણસ બનવા માટે, માણસ તરીકે જીવવા માટે અને મરતા સુધી માણસ રહેવા માટે એક અને એકમાત્ર કાંઈ ઉપયોગી હોય તો એ લિટરેચર. લિટરેચર માણસને માણસ મટાવીને ભગવાન પણ ન બનાવી શકે અને દાનવ બનતો અટકાવી પણ ન શકે. પણ લિટરેચર છે એ ચોક્કસ માણસને માણસ રાખે છે. મારો રાજીપો વ્યક્ત કરું છું. હું તો ગામડામાંથી આવવા વાળો માણસ છું. હું તો ગામડામાંથી ઉછરો છું. મારી પાસે માત્ર ને માત્ર જે કઈ શબ્દ સાહિત્ય અને સંસ્કૃતિ મેં જોયા છે, મેં અનુભવ્યા છે, એને જ હું લિટરેચર માનું છું. અને તે વિશેષ કઈ ન હોય, તમે જે અનુભવો છો એ. અને ત્યારે આજે અહીંયા સ્વાભાવિક રાષ્ટ્રીય શાયર ઝવેરચંદ મેઘાણીને યાદ કરી અને મને અહીંયા યાદવજી થી લઈને બધા જ લોકો ચિંતા કરતા હતા કે આ ફેસ્ટિવલનું સ્ટાર્ટિંગ કેવી રીતે કરીશું. મેં એમને કીધું કે એવું હું નહીં કરું, પણ હું છું ને, જરૂરિયાત નથી કઈ, કોઈ અવલંબનની જરૂરિયાત નથી, કોઈ આપણે ઢોલ નગારા ત્રાસા વગાડવા જ પડે એવું જરૂરી નથી. હા, હું જ છું ને. અને એટલે મને અહીંથી ઈચ્છા થાય છે, ઘણા બધા લોકોને કદાચ મારી ગુજરાતી નહીં પહોંચતી હોય પણ મને ગુજરાતી ઉપર ભરોસો છે, એ પહોંચી જશે. સમય નહીં લેતા મારે માત્ર ને માત્ર રાષ્ટ્રીય શાયર ઝવેરચંદ મેઘાણીની યાદી કરવી છે. એ યાદીમાં ઝવેરચંદ મેઘાણીની પણ યાદી થઈ જાય છે, તો સાથે સાથે બંગાળનો એ વૈભવી રવિન્દ્રનાથ ટાગોર એની પણ યાદી થઈ જાય છે. બંગાળીમાં લખેલી એમની રચના રાષ્ટ્રીય શાયર ઝવેરચંદ મેઘાણીએ એનો અભ્યાસ કર્યો, વાંચી અને પછી ગુજરાતીમાં લખી. અને એ જ્યારે હું રજૂ કરું છું ત્યારે એમાં અમારા ગીરમાં બેઠો બેઠો એક દુહાગીર ચારણની પણ યાદી થઈ જાય છે. હેમુ ગઢવીએ તેને સૌપ્રથમ કમ્પોઝ કરી અને એ રચના આજે મને એવું લાગે છે અમદાવાદના આંગણે ઇન્ટરનેશનલ લિટરેચર ફેસ્ટિવલ જ્યારે યોજાઈ રહ્યો છે ત્યારે હું યોગેશ ગઢવી વ્યક્તિગત કેવી લાગણી અનુભવું છું એ મને કોઈ પૂછે તો હું મારી લાગણી વ્યક્ત કરું છું. મને ભરોસો છે, મને વિશ્વાસ છે, મારી લાગણીમાં આપ સૌ જોડાશો ને? બધા જોડાશો ને? તો મારી એક લાગણી અમદાવાદ લિટરેચર ફેસ્ટિવલની આ શુભારંભ પ્રસંગે હું મારી લાગણી વ્યક્ત કરું. મન મોર બની થનગાટ કરે, મન મોર બની થનગાટ કરે, મોર બની થનગાટ કરે, મન મોર બની થનગાટ કરે. તાકાત દે આપણા મલકના માયાળું આપ બધા મારી સાથે ગાશો, કારણ કે જે લોકો ગાઈ ન શકે કઈ કેવું નથી. મન મોર બની થન ગાટ કરે, મન મોર બની થન ગાટ કરે, મોર બની થન ગાટ કરે, મન મોર બની થન ગાટ કરે. हम तोर जरे जाऊं और मारूंगा, મને એવું લાગે છે હવે કોઈ દીપ પ્રાગટ્યની જરૂરિયાત છે. અલા સિસ્ટમ કોને કાઢી છે ખબર નથી. અલા અમારા તરણેતરના મેળામાં તો રોજ એમ જીવડો હળગાવી મેળો ચાલતો હતો. સાતમ આઠમના મેળામાં અમે કોઈ દિવસ આવી અને એમ કે દીપ પ્રગટાવો ને આવો ને વેલકમ ને ગુડ મોર્નિંગ ને શું છે મોજ કરો એ લિટરેચર સાથે રહી અને આખા વિશ્વની તમામે તમામ ભાષાઓ અમદાવાદના આંગણે આવી છે. ત્યારે હું યોગેશ ગઢવી ચારણ તરીકે આખા વિશ્વની તમામે તમામ ભાષાના ચરણોમાં હું વંદન કરું છું. વિશ્વની તમામે તમામ ભાષાઓમાં ભારત દેશનો વ્યક્તિ જેમ વિચારતો હોય છે કે મારાથી જાણે અજાણે પણ કોઈ પાપ થઈ ગયા હોય તો ગંગામાં જઈ અને એક ડૂબકી લગાવ્યું, મારા પાપ ધોવાઈ જાય. મને એવું લાગે છે આખા વિશ્વની તમામે તમામ ભાષાઓ સાબરમતીમાં ડૂબકી લગાવી અને ઉમાશંકરને ઝવેરચંદ મેઘાણીની ધરતી પર ફરી પાછી સ્પષ્ટ થવા આવી છે. ત્યારે હું લાખ વંદન આયોજકોને પણ ખૂબ મારી શુભેચ્છાઓ, મારી ખૂબ લાગણીઓ. અહીંયા તો સ્વયં જ્ઞાનપીઠ એવોર્ડ મેળવવા વાળા અહીંયા વડીલ ચૌધરી સાહેબ બેઠા છે, તુષારભાઈ, શોભિતભાઈ, કેટલાના નામ લો. ખાસ કરીને ભંડારકરજી અહીંયા. भंडारकर आपको मेरी गुजराती में समझ ઘરે જઈશ ને મને ઘરવાળા પૂછશે કે અહીંયા મધુર ભંડારકર આવ્યા હતા તેથી ગુજરાતી શું બોલ્યા. હિન્દી આવડતું નથી પણ વધારે કઈ વિશેષ નહીં કહેતા. હું એટલું જ કહીશ, આવું સરસ વાતાવરણ જોઉં હું અટકી ન શકું કારણ કે હું ગઢવી છું. આ તો પ્રવાહ ચાલુ થાય એટલે અષાઢ મહિનાના વરસાદ જેવો હોય, 4-5 ઇંચ પડી અને બધાને પલાળી મૂકી એમ નહીં, બધાને ડૂબાડી ન મૂકી તો આડી વરસાદ. અમે તો એવા વર્ષ છીએ કે બધા તાણીને લઈ જઈએ અમે તો એવા વરસીએ કે બધાને એક સાથે ડૂબાડી દઈએ એમ આજ એટલું વરસવાનું મન થાય છે અહીંયા બધા જ પરિચિત છો ત્યારે किसको कैसे पत्थर मारूं यहाँ कौन पराया है शीश महल में एक चेहरा अपना लगता है कई बात को विराम आपको छो वंदे मातरम भारत माता की जय 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 गरुड़।
We are all surely charged up for the next 2 days, right? Ahmedabad. Thank you so much, sir, for that lovely speech. May I now request Shri Raghuveer Chaudhari to come up and speak about the Literature Festival. Thank you, sir.
આમ તો 12:30 વાગે જે બેઠક છે એમાં બોલવાનું છે એટલે અત્યારે તો થોડીક પંક્તિઓ તમને કહું જે મારી નથી મિર્ઝા ગાલિબની પંક્તિ છે क्या क्या गुजरे है कतरे पे गहर होने तक एक પાણીનું બિંદુ મોજાના મગરમચ્છ એ બધાથી બચીને કેવી રીતે મોતી બને છે क्या શોભિત તો આખા ગાલિબને યાદ છે તો આ પ્રક્રિયા છે તે જળ બિંદુમાંથી મોતી થવાની પ્રક્રિયા છે જેમાંથી તમારે પસાર થવાનું છે બીજી પંક્તિ કહું તમને અગ્નેયજીની હિન્દીના वही एकांत सच्चा है जिसे सब छू सके मधुर जी वही एकांत सच्चा है आप ऐसी फिल्म बनाए जिसमें एकांत भी हो लेकिन सभी का समावेश हो वही एकांत सच्चा है जिसे सब छू सके। और उमाशंकर जी गुजरात में जो बहुत बड़े उमाशंकर हुए उनकी पंक्तियां हैं मारी न्यूनता ना नड़ी तने तारी पूर्णता गई अड़ी मने। અને રવિન્દ્રનાથ રૂપ સાગરે ડૂબ દે છે અરૂપ રતન આશા કરી રૂપના સૌંદર્યના સમુદ્રમાંથી અરૂપની પ્રાપ્તિ કરવાની છે એ જીવને સુંદરે પેછી મધુર આશીર્વાદ માનુષેર પ્રતિપાત્રે પાઈતાર સુધાર આસ્વાદ। આ જીવનમાં જે આશીર્વાદ તો એ છે કે મનુષ્યના પ્રતિપાત્રમાં એ પરમ તત્વ તારા અમૃતનો આસ્વાદ હું પામું છું। અને છેલ્લે અંગ્રેજી એક પંક્તિ ટી.એસ. ઇલિયટની condition of complete simplicity Anvita condition of complete simplicity costing not less than everything। धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, Mr. Chaudhary, for that enlightening speech. May I now please call upon Mr. Geoff Wain to say a few words.
Distinguished speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, namaste, good morning and a very happy new year to everybody in Gujarat. My name is Geoff Wain. I have some very difficult acts to follow, I'm afraid. You'll be pleased to hear that I won't be singing or chanting at all during my remarks. It's been my very great pleasure to have lived and worked in Ahmedabad for almost 2 years now as the first British Deputy High Commissioner to the vibrant state of Gujarat. The UK is very proud to be the first and only country to have full permanent diplomatic representation in the state. and we think this is only right. Gujarat is important to the UK, it's important to us politically, it's important to us economically, and with over 700,000 people in the UK of Gujarati origin, it's important to us culturally, socially, and artistically. And the UK now has 10 offices in India. We employ almost 1,000 staff. We have more staff in India than in any other country anywhere in the world, including the US and China. And I think this represents the importance that the UK attaches to its relationship with India. So it's a great pleasure for me to be here today. I would like to say a very big thank you to the organisers of today's festival. Ahmedabad is a great city, but no city can ever have enough culture and arts. So the organisers, sponsors and partner organisations are to be congratulated on working together to deliver such a great initiative. The British Council has been developing cultural connections and educational relationships in India for almost 70 years and in Gujarat for over 32 years. We are proud that almost 160,000 students have studied in the UK and that the British Council has worked with British universities and the UK government to award over 500 scholarships to Indian students last year alone. The British Council has an excellent network of physical and online libraries which offer the best of British content in books, films and digital resources. 2016 is an especially significant year for us. Shakespeare Lives is a global programme of activities celebrating the world's most popular playwright's work on the 400th anniversary of his death. During my time in India, I've come to realise the strength of India's connection with Shakespeare. For many, he's an Indian playwright, from Vishal Bhardwaj's incredible Makbul, Omkara and Haida, to Srijit Mukherjee's Bengali adaptation of Julius Caesar and Antony and Cleopatra, Zulfikar. Shakespeare connects with many millions more people in India now than in the UK. During a recent interaction with the Honourable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Sri Vijay Rupani, drew some excellent parallels between Shakespeare and the great Indian poet Kalidasa. During the visit last week of the British Prime Minister, Theresa May, to India, we had a very special launch of a new initiative called Mix the Play, an interactive digital theatre platform. Director Royston Abel worked with British startup Flying Object to create Mix the Play, which lets online users direct Adil Hussain, Kalki Kuchlin, Kriti Pant and Tushar Pandey in the celebrated balcony scene of the world's most famous love story, Romeo and Juliet. It's a great opportunity and a great platform to learn a little bit more about Shakespearean literature and theatre directing at the same time. Mix the Play is about celebrating Indian culture, artists and performers. It's part of our effort to use digital innovation and mobile technology to reach millions of people. We want to find new ways to connect directly with young people across India and to do fun, new and surprising things together. This digital innovation will be a core part of UK India 2017, designated a year of cultural exchange. UK India 2017 will celebrate modern-day India and its long-standing relationship with Britain. It will connect the next generation of young people in both countries and, we hope, will inspire people at all levels of society, institutions and government to give new impetus and create a shared future for generations to come. The UK offers an excellent range of scholarships to nurture literature, theatre and education. The Chevening British Library Fellowship offers a unique opportunity to work with the extensive collection of the world-famous British Library in London for 12 months. The Art Think South Asia Fellowships 2017 are targeted at developing the skills of arts managers and cultural professionals. The Charles Wallace India Trust full-term and short-term scholarships are for early to mid-career artists, art practitioners and heritage conservators. And finally, FameLab, an international annual competition that's held as part of the Cheltenham Festival with participation from over 27 countries, has now arrived in India. Entrants have 3 minutes to explain a science concept in a unique and entertaining way. FameLab also offers a fantastic opportunity to develop one's presentation and communication skills. Please ask anyone here today from the British Council for more details about any of these scholarship and development opportunities. In conclusion, I congratulate again the organisers of the festival and the government of Gujarat for fostering this spirit of cultural exchange, and the organisers for giving us all the opportunity to share and expand the mutually rich and rewarding cultural ties between Gujarat and the UK. Thank you, and I hope that all speakers and participants have a really fantastic time over the next 2 days. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. I would now like to call upon Shri Madhur Bhandarakar to say something about the festival. We all will, of course, have the pleasure of listening him in a conversation with RJ Wain in our inauguration session in a while. Mr. Madhur Bhandarakar.
Good morning, and all the distinguished guests on the dais. It's absolutely a great honor to be here at the Lit Fest. I think film festival, Lit Fest is very essential, very important for the youth of today, because they connect people across different kind of a field, thought, subjects, idea, can come under one roof. And I think it's the best way to interact and to know about the world, about the country, about different topics. I'm really honored to be over here among all the dignitaries over here. I'm going to listen, interact with you all. I'm sure it's going to be a great session. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhurji. I would now request Mrs. Sumant Batra of the Kumaon Literature Festival to address us.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, a very big congratulations to you, Umashanker and Ahmedabad, and each member of your team. As someone who organizes festivals, I know what kind of work goes into producing these 2 days, and the kind of sleepless nights that you mentioned over the preceding few months. And I can see that it is a great start, and something which starts well, I'm sure will end well. It's a great responsibility to speak at a platform where you have such illustrious personalities, such accomplished people. I have never written a book in my life, and I feel that this is a privilege which I consider to be able to say a few words to you. I believe that we, at least I and those that belong to my age, and Umashanker, you mentioned that you are just nearing to become 50, belong to a generation, or rather have a unique distinction of belonging to a generation that is witnessing a unique transition of India. An India which has lived in a closed economy to an India which is living in very aspiring times, hoping that India will become a global superpower. We belong to a generation which has witnessed the days where we had one black and white television in a locality, one television in a locality, to times where you have a television on in your hand. Every room in the house has a television, you have more than one telephones that you own today. You are witnessing an economy where you talk of 8%, 9%, 10% GDP, but not, I mean, almost less than 6, 4, 5 decades, we were talking of 1.5 to 6% economy. We lived in times where we had balance of payment crisis to a time where we can afford today as a nation to demonetize our currency overnight. Not every generation in our time in the past has witnessed such historic moments, times. And neither will, I am sure, in the near future of many decades, will our next generation get to see these times. And such generation owes a great responsibility to its nation to ensure that the transition that takes place, that the country that will pass on to the generation next is a nation that we did not inherit, but someone else will inherit it from us. But all this is fine to aspire to be a global superpower, to aspire to be a part of the nuclear club, global nuclear club. It's absolutely fine to want to sit on the global center stage with the America, with the Germans, with the British, with the Japanese, with the Chinese. It is absolutely fine to send more and more satellites into this space. It is absolutely fine to be able to claim surgical strikes of precision. But I can assure you, at least from my humble experience of having worked in over 25 countries in the last 15 to 20 years, that this alone does not make a nation great. It takes much more. And if I were to describe it in one single word, I would say what truly makes nation a great nation, a superpower in the true sense, is when a nation acquires soft power, an invisible soft power which influences the minds of the world, the people around the world, the humanity, through its art, literature, through dialogue, through what we show from our films, through the poetry that we write, through the art that we paint, to the short stories we leave for our children to read. We've seen this in Cold War. If I were to give you a simplistic example, we've seen how a James Bond movie can be shown around the world to show one particular nation in a particular light. Something which is so impressionable, something which is so provocative, something which compels you to think in a particular way. And that is the power of literature, art, theatre, music. And unless we as a nation recognize it and translate it into its true reality, we would always remain an economy. We would remain an attractive market which grows at 10%, aspires to go at 12%, where investors will come and invest in you. They would like to invest in any market. But when the market dips, they will also go back. They won't invest in your nation. They won't invest in your social fabric. They won't educate their children here. They won't set up their homes here. They will not participate in the growth of you as a nation. And that is why America sold a dream many years ago. A dream of a nation which is economically powerful, militarily powerful, powerful as a space technology, but equally powerful as a soft power. There is nothing wrong in aspiring for a 2-digit GDP figure. It is essential, it is imperative. We can't grow as a nation without that. But where is the aspiration today to produce 2-digit Nobel laureates every 10 years in the field of art, culture, literature? When will we hear a Prime Minister standing from the ramparts of the Red Fort and saying, I want to set up a ministry so that we can cultivate our children in the field of art, culture, literature, so that we go and aim to get the best of the literary, cultural, social, culinary prizes all over the world? We have to recognize that while every nation looks at India today because we are a great market for them, we are a growing economy, but we will only earn their respect in a true sense the day we become a soft power to reckon with. The day we write poetry which is read in every corner of the world. Where we write short stories which are taught in schools across the borders. That is what will make India great. And we just unfortunately don't seem to see the signals. Canada announced that it will double its cultural budget over the next 5 years. EU decided that they will spend the same amount of money on culture as they would spend on the security of the country. Because the kind of negativity which we produce today at security checks at the airport, at the barriers that you do for checking your car at the hotels, open your dashboard, open your bonnet, open your glove compartment, that can only be offset if we divert the energy of this nation into cultural things. And that is where I guess the responsibility of the literary community also steps in. We owe a responsibility to the generation to follow, to leave for them a better world. We need to, I remember when we did not have technology, when we did not have a television to distract us, we did not have an iPod, iPhone, iPad, whatever to distract us. There was a time when, for us, a bedtime story was a ritual. A conversation around the dining table with your elders where values were passed on to you were the norm. All that is going away because we live in nuclear families where migrations have taken place. We do not have the minimum luxury of our parents, our grandparents, our uncles and aunts living around us and passing on values, stories, the oral traditions to us. The only way we can compensate that is for all the literary community to take on to documenting those stories, those oral traditions, so that the younger generation, the next generation can read them in the books, because they don't have grandfathers, grandmothers to tell them these stories anymore. We owe a responsibility to our younger generation to tell them what kind of landscape India had. The beautiful rivers, the mountains, the landscape, which has all been taken over by the development. They only see high-rises, they only see glass and steel. Writers wrote inspired by the nature. Our children will not know that what Ahmedabad was 50 years, 40 years ago. And we owe a responsibility to tell them that what we were as a country at some point in time. There's nothing wrong in development, but there is also a requirement to honor our history and not forget what we were. And I'm saying this because all of us will come back to our roots at one point in time. When we have tasted success, when we start earning money, we start our holidays by going to the best possible town, the most related town in the country. Then we start with Bangkok, Singapore. Then we graduate to London, we start going to New York. Then we start to look at the Rockies. Then we want to do adventure sports. But then all of us want to come back and go back to our village. We want to see our own countryside. At some point in time, we will. And if we will not write about all of that, while we will not have our roots to go back to, we will also have no reference points in our history. We will have nothing to read or write back to or emotionally connect with. It is therefore absolutely imperative that we record and document this important phase in the history of India, which is changing so rapidly that it is almost impossible to comprehend. You make a trip to Ahmedabad, after 2 years, it has changed. So imagine what kind of change 20 years will do to this city, to this country. 2 more points before I wind up. Well, of course, we should write about the issues that are mentioned, but I also think that we need to write to teach our children about the faith, the belief this nation is built on. A society which is free of caste, color, creed. A society where we question, where we tell our children that it is an inclusive India and not exclusive, where everyone has a space to say, to live, to eat whatever they want. We have to tell our children that India cannot be changed by hiding the history, by brushing it under the carpet. India is because India confronts the truth, and therefore we should continue to inspire them to believe in truth, the truth of India, which is that we are already a great nation, and we just continue to preserve and conserve its sanctity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request all the dignitaries to commence for the lighting of the lanterns. We shall now open the festival in the esteemed presence of all the dignitaries and the guests. In seminar room number 1, we have the art of letter writing by Neenu Jastanwala, which will last from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. The first workshop of the day will begin at 2 p.m. In seminar room number 1, you can attend the workshop, The Art of Letter Writing by Neenu Jastanwala, which will be followed by poetry writing and haiku writing workshop by Tulika and Vatsal Shah. After that, we have lined up for you Parent Teens workshop by Dr. Nishchal Bhatt. And the last session in seminar room number 1 will be how to add 50,000 productive hours to your life by Sanjay Kumar Agrawal from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. In seminar room number 2, we have Akhanu Ahmedabad by Jai Makwana from 2 to 2:30 p.m. We have Tengare Kavita by Faribul Zirani from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. We have the launching of the book Shabdotsav, which will be conducted by Pinky Vyas from 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And the spoken word poetry organization Povera is organizing an improv poetry event in seminar room number 2, which will take place from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Interested audience is requested to attend all these workshops, which are guaranteed to be fun and entertaining as well as educative. Thank you so much. We shall be commencing the inaugural session in quite a while. Madhur sir and Ajay Bonnet will be coming here shortly. Please stay tuned. Thank you.